Going on, men? Scott, aka Sydney MGTOW, here with you today. Guys, this morning I had a very, very long conversation. It was about 2 hours long with one of my fellow content creators, an incredible man, very, very intelligent. And he was talking about how, what's going on, Wilkins? He was talking about what happened with him, with his wife, and with his relationship, and with his kids and whatnot. I won't say who it was. I won't go into detail, but I really wanted to share with you something, and it really got me thinking. As soon as I got off the phone, off the call with him, I was like, "Oh man, this has really got me, like, it's got me ticking over, you know." I'm gonna ditch his car. Let's embrace the boldness, man. And I sat down at exactly Darius. How you doing, man? How you doing? What's going on, NYC? Man, am I glad that I jumped on this time. I'm catching all you boys over there in the States. I appreciate you jumping in. And I want to talk about some real numbers, right? Because numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't. And I sat down and I thought, okay, look, you know, if I wanted to be a self-funded retiree, if I wanted to be self-funded, and based on Australia's retirement age, I retired at the age of 65. Thank you, NYC. If I retired at the age of 65, what would I then do? If I wanted to have, say, a modest income of $50,000 for the rest of my life and I lived till 95, that would mean that I would need to have a cash reserve of $1.5 million in the bank. In the bank at retirement, to make it from 65 to 95 years of age with a $50,000 a year income without being a sponge off the government, right? And what if I have kids, right? Like, I'm not saying that I don't know what's going to happen, right? But let's say, for argument's sake, let's play devil's advocate here, right? Let's say that I had kids. I don't want to help them out to buy a house, right? Because shit's expensive now. Thank you, Danish. I appreciate that. You know, what if I want to help them out with the 100,000? Where do I come up with that? You know, I then need to cut that 30-year income down by about 45, 47K, right? So I'm chipping away. I'm chipping away at this, right? I'm actually taking out of my retirement fund to do this, right? And that much money a year can pay the registration, can pay all the water bills and the electricity and whatnot. And what's going on, Truth Bomber Command? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Ninja. And I said, okay, well, let's say for argument's sake, I start working when I'm 18, when I leave school, right? And let's say I work till I'm 65. So if I'm going to make enough of an additional reserve every year that I can put aside to enable me to have the sum of $1.5 million, which by the time I retire is probably going to be nothing anyway, right? But let's just say that the value of money remained the same, right? There's no such thing as inflation, right? We need to earn about 31,916 roughly, right? I'm not going to go into the cents, but I think that was the number I came up with. Let's call it 32,000. $32,000 a year after tax, on top of whatever you're earning now, put aside without any money, right? And Danish said basic 4 million to retire. I agree. But I mean, I'm talking bare bones here, right? Like just absolute bare bones retirement without being a government sponge, right? Without helping anyone else along, right? Just basically paying for your own basic living expenses and living a basic life without being a government sponge. You need to have rock bottom minimum in Australia, and that's without living in the cities. It's moving to the country, 1.5 million in Australia. So let's work off that number, just a rock bottom minimum, because I want to tell you the impact of this. You're going to need to earn after tax, right? Not before tax, after tax, at least 32 grand a year on top of what you're currently earning. And you'll need to save that money, right? Not spend it ever. In the bank, save it. And this is without inflation, right? From the age of 18 to 65, you need to bank an extra 32 grand a year, at least. So then when you've got this situation, let's say you get to 50 years old and you get divorce raped, right? And the woman comes in and goes, oh, but I couldn't earn an extra money. I couldn't earn the money because I was too busy being a housewife and looking after our kids. Okay. What about that? Right? So does that mean that you deserve everything that I've built, everything that I've worked for you, everything that I've given you? And then all the money in the bank. So that 32 grand a year, let's say you're married for 20 years, right? So that's $650,000 almost. Right? So what, the court's going to give that to her? So they're going to give her the 650 grand, which is half of your retirement money, right? Plus you still got to pay child support. Plus you still got to support yourself. Plus you still got to bank that, not just 32 grand a year anymore. You're getting divorced at 50. Men, let me tell you some real shit. How are you going to earn 100 grand after tax on top of your living expenses from the age of 50 to 65 when your earning potential is no longer as much as it used to be unless you have your own business? What, also you can retire and not be a sponge on the government, right? Look at the lengths we have to go to. Now, the gentleman that I spoke to this morning, he was, after he came out of the military, he was married for, it was with this girl for 4 years, and then they got married, and then she started to get crazy. She was with him for about another 4 years, and I'm sorry if you're watching this and this isn't 100% accurate, but this gives you a picture about what goes on. Everything was perfect for the first 4 years, and then they got married. Was my memory of the discussion that I had with this particular person. And then for the 4 years of marriage, it was just absolute hell. Abuse, craziness. And this guy was blue pill at the time. He's not anymore, but he was. And after the 4 years, they had a kid. And then another 10 years went by of the abuse and the manipulation and the lies and the alcoholism. And finally, he got out of there with his daughter. But not after she took the house. Not after she took all of his money. Not after she took everything he had, including 18 years of his life. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to be blue pill? Is it worth it to think the best of people when they haven't proven themselves? And I say this in some of my streams, right? And I drop this little gem here and there. And I'm going to drop it again right now. And I'm going to tell you this, men. Never trust anybody who has less to lose than you do. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie called Nothing to Lose. It's got Martin Lawrence in it. But it's basically this Martin Lawrence is the guy who tries to rob this other dude who's just been fucked over by his wife and caught her cheating and all of this, right? He's just caught her cheating. He's just caught her balls deep, with Chad or Tyrone in the bedroom. He's walked out. He's got nothing to lose. And this guy tries to rob him at gunpoint in the car. And he just takes off. He doesn't give a fuck if he gets shot in that moment or not. Exactly, Danish monk. Don't lose your shirt to a greedy bitch. Konnichiwa, Papa MGTOW. Thanks for jumping in, brother. I appreciate it. And Papa MGTOW also says he's a very wise man, this Papa MGTOW. He knows what he's talking about. For the lips of the loose women drip honey as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as a wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Look, that's right. They have that ability to be that sharp. They have the ability to be that bitter. NYC, I don't think it's so much that guys don't care what's going to happen to them. It's that they don't know what's going to happen to them, and they always try and see the best in people. But they don't realize that the best in people isn't very good at all. Right? And this is something, if for any of you out there who ever get into a relationship, who are in a relationship, for whatever reason, whatever's going on, right, you have to understand that the way she's being to you now is the nicest she's ever going to be. Listen to me when I say this. The way she is now is the nicest she is ever going to be. You ask any married, separated, divorced man, guy who's been fucked over and destroyed, and they will tell you that that is true word for word. Right? Danish, what's your thoughts on that saying about you know, the way they are when you meet them is the nicest they're ever going to be. Because Danish has been married. He's been married and divorced. You know, he's successful in what he does now. He's got his own business, as most of you men should, if you want to avoid the blue pill matrix and the feminist laws that give women preferential treatment in the workplace over and above men. Right? They are snakes in the grass, Danish. And look, some of the snakes are not going to bite you, but most of them are. And that's just some real talk right here, especially in the Western world with the entitlement. If a snake thinks that he's entitled, if a snake thinks that he or she is entitled to something of yours, entitled to kill and eat your animals, if they think that they're entitled to the space in which you're standing, if they think that they are entitled to bite you on the ankle because they don't like the way that you looked at them, then that's what they're going to do. And women are entitled, right? In the Western world, women have been given this ridiculous sense of entitlement. And I really don't know where they get it from, because it's just ridiculous. And I hope this this audio system does not switch over to FM radio.
Kyle, come back.
Oh,
Kyle,
fuck off.
Kyle, come back.
Hang on, let me turn this down. Really? Oh, there we go. There's the power. Bit of 106.5 Sydney radio for you. And yeah, Danish said no one's entitled to anything, period. Man, if you haven't subscribed to Danish Monk, go over and subscribe to Danish Monk. I know he tells you guys not to subscribe, but I don't care. I'm telling you to go subscribe, because he's got many words of wisdom. He's a very, very intelligent man. He's very well learned. He has a lot of wisdom to share, and he's very, very good to the men that are around him, the people that he mentors. And I respect you, Danish Monk. Thank you so much for everything you do. Minimalist, yes, Australia is cocked. And modern MGTOW, it is an Infinity Q30. So it's just a car while my Golf R is in the shop. I am using this. It's actually kind of nice. Check this out. So it's got like there we go, the screen. You've got the little, got my red Nike free runs there. Got the whole you know, controls here. So that's what I was trying to do before, but I didn't realize the volume was there, because I haven't adjusted the volume from anywhere but here since I've had the car. Should be giving it back this week and getting my car back. Guys, there's 24 of you in the box. If you haven't smashed that thumbs up, do that for me now. I really appreciate it. Let's get this message out there. I mean, guys, we're 2 days before Valentine's Day. We need to drop as many red pills as possible. There are some guys that are going to propose marriage in 2 days' time. 2 days' time. I'm not having this. We can't. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. We need to get this message out there. Share this with your friends on Facebook Messenger, via WhatsApp. Share it on, send it to them by text. Subscribe, hit the bell below. Tell them to go search it. I'd love to do that, NYC. I definitely will. So I'll chat to him today about that. Exactly, Truth Bomber, Cuckentine's Day. So guys, don't fall into the trap. Know your worth. You know what some people call Valentine's Day, what women and the blue pill cucks and simps call Valentine's Day, I call International MGTOW Day. Because that's what it is. It's the day where MGTOW say no. I mean, they should be saying it every other day, but it's the day where we can say, all right, today's our day to say no. If you can't think of any other excuse to say no, today's the day. All right, that's the day it happens. So anyway, man, look, I appreciate you jumping in the box. I haven't really put a heap of content on Patreon or Minds yet, but go and follow me on Patreon or Minds, or if you're on those two platforms. Check out my Instagram. I've got a Twitter account. I do share this on my Twitter account every day, so if that's an easier way for you to follow me, then that works well as well. If you want to donate by crypto, I've got Bitcoin and Litecoin wallet links down below. And also, if you care to donate $1 or $2 a month to my Patreon, patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW. Or if you want to do that by PayPal, you can do it by paypal.me/SydneyMGTOW. If you want to make any donations to the Fighting Fund, by all means, I'd love you to do that. But I don't use that money for myself. That's for when we need to go into government and get these laws changed. So, men, I appreciate you for coming in and joining me daily. I love giving these red pills to you every single day. I love seeing all these brothers standing side by side with each other. Thank you so much for being part of the brotherhood. It's very important. Brotherhood is so important. Go and watch my video the other day that I did on the importance of brotherhood. It's very, 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 very important words to hear. Exactly, Truth Bomber. United we are strong. MGTOW 2018, baby, is going to be a big year. I'll see you guys this afternoon. Peace.